Hello and welcome to Sonar. We're still here. We're still trapped inside of your computer, talking to you about animation and voice acting for amateurs on the internet. The only thing that we know how to talk about.
That's right.
That's Dean and I am Core, and we're finally doing actually one of the episodes that I've been thinking of doing ever since I started thinking about doing Sonar. And that is, we sent a bunch of questionnaires to some animators to ask them their thoughts on auditions. And what they think of auditions and different things involving auditions. And so, we're going to read you their answers. But first things first, we only have one casting call to talk about this week. There are a couple from last week that are still probably open, if you could check them out. But just go to the last episode and you can find their links there. But this is a casting call by Serious Wolf. A brand new channel, I think. I'm pretty sure it's brand new. It looks like they started this channel just for this series. That's going to be called Serious Wolves, not serious like S-E-R, it's like S-I-R, like the name.
Like the constellation?
Like yeah, that too. There's the moon and the star thing on their picture, so that's probably it actually. You know, they joined just this February onto YouTube, so they're probably, yeah, this channel is specifically for this project. They have a single character casting call, which those kind of bother me, but that's fine because they promised more casting calls coming soon. So if you can't play what looks to, I think that's the little girl voice.
It's a female, yeah.
Yep, it's the little girl voice for this adorable little wolf named Kaya. Absolutely adorable. If you can't do that, I would suggest subscribing to their channel and waiting for them to put up more casting calls. That's what I do. Other than that, not a lot of casting calls that we can talk about right now. We're just going to get straight into the questionnaires. We're going to shout out all of these channels at the end. They got some projects that are going on that are pretty neat. And so we'll just it'll be cool. It'll be fun. All right, first question of the day was, when it comes to auditions, do you prefer people to submit through YouTube videos or emails? And I got a lot of mixed answers on these. A lot of people don't care. It doesn't really matter, says one. Both are fine, but YouTube videos are nice because they can keep them in a playlist. Mm-hmm. We also have emails handy, but it usually depends on what the person hosting the casting call wants. Sometimes it's easier to look at it from YouTube, especially if you don't want to download video/MP3 file, except if you're using Google, the Gmail, and you have Google Chrome, you can actually just listen to the audio files straight from, well, depending on the file. If it's MP3 or WAV, you can. Some files don't work. But I know that because my casting call, I used emails, and I actually really like emails. But a link sent by email to a YouTube video is a nice way to get it through both ends. They personally prefer to have the file sent straight to them, but it's cool to see people upload their auditions. Also, one other thing to note is a lot of animators realize that if people submit through YouTube, then they can easily get to their channel and see other things they've voiced in, kind of stalk them a bit. This animator here prefers YouTube video auditions because they can create a playlist. So that's a concurrent thing, is playlists are a little easier.
So yeah, I think when it comes to auditions, there's not, like, I think that they're fine with either email or a YouTube video, but it does seem like the majority prefers YouTube videos for various reasons of, yes, maybe checking that person's channel to see what other projects they may be in, how much experience they might have, and therefore how reliable they might be as a voice actor. And so they can organize them into playlists, keep track of, private messages and things like that. So a lot of it, I think, is the organization factor.
Well, that's the thing is, there's one animator of those that we surveyed who actually thinks it's a lot easier to find auditions
over email?
Through email. Also, part of the issue that they pointed out is that YouTube doesn't like you putting links in your comment section, and so it's a little easier to make sure you don't lose your audition. Also, if someone emails you their audition, then they can't remove the audition on accident or something.
That is true. Once you download it, it's yours forever.
Once you download it, it's your... Actually, even just once you get the email, it's yours forever, unless you delete the email.
Yeah. I mean, I would say that there are pros and cons to each way.
I personally, as a voice actor, prefer submitting by email because I don't like having to put up a video.
Yeah, same
that
here.
Takes a lot longer.
It's just easier to send a quick, sound file.
And as a caster, I don't know what to use there because I'm not animating. As someone with a casting call open, I definitely prefer receiving emails because videos, I don't like loading them up. And if I can just have a bunch of files that I can just put somewhere, that's way easier for me, especially because, like, if my internet's down or something, I can just go to the file.
Mm-hmm.
Well, did you have anything else to say about that topic?
Not really. I mean, I think overall, there are pros and cons to each, like I said. But the majority, since this is about what the hosts of the casting calls say, the majority did say they preferred YouTube. They were fine with both, but preferred YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, second question. If they submit a video audition, do you prefer a black screen or some sort of graphic? A lot of them also didn't seem to care much here. Some of them said that a black screen with the character's name somewhere would be preferable, usually in the title. Black screen with your name, so that he can remember who's voice acting, because he forgets sometimes. Let's see what else. Doesn't matter. They're listening to the voice, not the screen. Although if the video is someone holding their hand over a camera, that tells them not to pick them because they don't have a real recording software. That's a good point. That's a very good point. I lost my place on this one.
I could read mine.
Oh, you could read yours, or I could read mine. Ha, suck
Fine.
it. Graphics are nice to look at while listening audition, and it might help the host to remember the person if they do something unique for it. But a lack of graphics can't really count as a negative because you're just looking for a voice. So in summary, graphics are a nice spice, but a black screen isn't really negative. Go ahead and read your...
Okay.
Your
yes, because I only got one
back.
Questionnaire actually returned. They wrote, I don't mind either, but graphic/text is way easier to navigate in case I want to listen to the audition for specific character roles. So I thought that was a really good point. If you have multiple character auditions in a single video, it can be really nice to have some way where they can scan over the video and see, oh, at this point they start auditioning for this character. So if you need to differentiate the chunks of your video, I could see where that would be really helpful for a host.
Yeah, definitely. No, some more just graphics stand out more, but at the end of the day, it's not really a huge deal if there's no graphic. And
I think that makes sense because if you were to... A lot of them said they were fine with receiving email auditions, and in that case, you obviously don't get text or graphics. If they're just receiving a video or a sound file, I suppose.
And this animator here says that it always makes their day to see someone drawn something or has some kind of cute icon to go with their auditions. I also know a lot of people who draw as well as voice act will draw the character that they're voicing, and that just kind of shows that they put a lot of effort and time in.
Mm-hmm.
I would argue that means they put a lot of time into something that wasn't voice acting, but...
I mean, I think that's really cool and really cute. I think that the animators or whoever's hosting the call overall should definitely pay attention to the voice over that. But, more power to the voice actors who also have the ability to draw well.
Yeah.
I don't think that should get them a role, but I do see where that could make them more memorable. If I'm to be perfectly fair,
Mm-hmm. All right, so the third question was whether to have a slate or no slate, which slate being when you have an opening to your audition where you usually say your name,
should we give an example?
What characters you're doing. I'll give an example. Hello, my name is Core, and this is my audition for your thing. I'll be trying out for, I don't know, probably just all the male characters. No, that's actually exactly what I do almost every time. Oh, no. And then I'll be like, I will be reading the part of Reed. Hello, hey. Funny joke. No, there's another one. There's this one character I was voicing, and his name was Gin. And I was like, all right, hello, my name is Core, and this is my audition for your thing. I will be trying for the part of Gin. So, without further ado, I guess now it's time for me to begin.
Time for me to begin. That's
Ba-doom.
clever. Subliminal message.
Clever pun. Yeah. All right, so that's what a slate is.
Really quick,
And
I have to ask, do you... Okay, I take multiple takes of my slate. If I do provide a slate, like, if I don't like it the first time, I'll delete it and re-slate. Am I the only one between us?
I will re-slate, but like, that's the thing, is you're probably more picky than I am. If I mumble or like stutter or like trip over my words or say something silly, that's not enough reason for me to, like, I don't know. I do it if it doesn't sound good, but
Okay.
honestly, in my slates, I'll have a lot of muttering and like stumbling.
Well, because I know that you and I,
And,
we have different
forgetting
approaches
words.
when we audition. We've talked about this
We do
in
have
previous
different
videos.
approaches.
Yeah, if I stutter or get a name wrong or anything, I will redo my slate. So I was curious, that's all.
And so mine, I'm fairly just kind of random. If it's silly but it sounds good, then I'll definitely go with it, because, as mentioned by okay, so literally every animator said, yeah, have a slate, and most of the reasonings were, it helps them see the personality of the actor and the person that they're going to work with, and because I mentioned before, it's not just to see who's going to be a good character. It's also to see if I want to work with this person, and that's something they mentioned is just seeing this person's personality. Am I going to enjoy working with them?
Right. This person, the person that I got the questionnaire back from, they said they don't mind either, but later on in the questionnaire they brought up good points about the slate, or like why the slate is beneficial. So I think what they meant is, I don't want to put words in their mouth, but I think overall they have a preference for slates, but they're not going to like count it against the person if they don't receive
exactly.
one. So I think a slate could give you like bonus points.
Also, one good little thing that one of these animators I talked to brought up is that it kind of draws them into the audition more. And also, they enjoy hearing the actor's real voice during an audition. It makes them more comfortable asking them to maybe adjust the line. And it also helps them understand where their baseline voice is to give them more of an idea of what kind of range they might have. For example, if you heard me come into an audition, like I do my slate and I'm like, hello, my name is Core. And then you hear me like, I'm Batman. And then you have an idea of, oh, so if I don't quite want Batman, but I don't want Core, then I could maybe have him do something kind of in the middle. It gives kind of an idea of range.
It does,
and,
yeah.
It's kind of a useful tool. Also, it helps them remember whose audition this is.
I mean, right, when you state your name, that definitely helps.
Yes, it helps so much. The second question is like it.
You mean
how
the
long
next one?
should the slate be?
Question 4?
The next question. Question 4 was just, how long should the slate be? And all of them pretty much agreed under a minute. Some of them went as far to say as under 20 seconds, which is kind of short.
No,
but
actually, can I read mine then, just on that note?
You can go ahead and read yours.
She said, and I'm just going to quote this, she said, not more than 20 seconds. I'm here for the audition, not silly puns.
Oh... Oh, my heart.
I knew that would sting a little bit, but I had to get it out there.
You have broken it.
Where, again, I think it is a matter of just, personal preference between different animators. I mean,
and
it's
that's
like,
why
I know
they've never cast me.
I've chatted with this person, and she is a total free spirit, joking all the time. But I guess for her, when it's time to cast characters for a project that she's personally passionate about, she wants there to be a certain amount of professionalism, or I guess just getting to it quickly. So
that's why she's never cast me. I'm gonna be thinking about that all day. All right, so they're all pretty consistent. If it's long, it's gonna annoy them, but generally around 20-30 seconds is probably fine. All right, 5th question, which was really an important question for me to hear. Do you want your auditions to be rambly or just the lines? Some of them weren't totally sure what I was talking about in that question, but most of them, let's see, they don't mind if actors improvise, just don't leave out lines or stray for too long. So a little bit rambly is fine. Whoops, lost my place again. For an audition, it's best to just include successful lines in. It gets a little bit frustrating if it takes a long time before a line succeeds, if there have to be some funny ramblies, it's better to be in the end of the video as an extra. Little, something I never thought of there.
No, that's a good point.
Yeah. Yeah, just more consistently. If there's a bunch of bloopers, that's cool and it'll be funny if they get the part. But if it's an audition, edit it out. So that's one of the things I've started doing. Is I used to be really rambly in my auditions, but now I cut up my auditions. And then when I submit lines, I'll say, hey, do you want me to cut out any bloopers, or do you want me to just give you the raw audio? And they generally ask for the raw audio because I'm hilarious. Yes. General consensus is just the lines. Don't be too rambly.
Yeah, mine wrote, just before we move on, because it sounds like you're transitioning, mine wrote, just lines preferably. There's a lot of auditions to go through, and it's super difficult to listen to the entire thing. If it's rambly, it's also super difficult to, again, go back through the video to compare lines to others' lines. So when you're trying to find that perfect match.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. One also mentioned that reading the lines word for word is actually bad, and I agree. I think in acting, sometimes you have to change the wording to try different things. But anyways, I digress.
I wouldn't want to say it's bad. I just wouldn't want to say that it's necessarily necessary to strictly adhere to the lines as written.
Oh, no, they were saying they encourage that.
Oh, really?
They encourage not reading the lines word for word.
All right. I mean, hey,
which I think is
disagree
good.
with them, but this is about their opinion, so that's good.
Yes.
Yes.
Next question, which was one of the questions I was most anticipating. Do you listen to the entirety of every audition? And I got some very varied answers for here, but they were all interesting.
Mine just said yes. That's all she wrote.
Just yes. Okay, well, that's all she wrote. So, I'm going to get to this.
Okay.
To be honest, no. Unless I'm really trying to listen to that voice range or how a specific voice actor says a specific line, I just won't. And that's understandable. Let's see what else we got. Always. All right. No reasoning there, just always.
Yeah.
If your voice sounds like what I'm looking for in a character, then yes, I will listen to the audition, all of it. Yes, but only if you vary your vocals. So, that's a great tip. I've heard some auditions where they just say the same line 3 times the same way, and it's so annoying.
Like when you get, look out! Look out!
Yeah, it's very pointless. Also, it depends. If they have a clear mic and a nice voice, then yeah. If their mic is super fuzzy, or it's a voice I already know I'm not looking for, then I would only listen to a line or two. So they still give you a chance, but they will listen to the whole thing. Mm-hmm. This animator makes me smile. These last two, actually. I listened to the whole audition many times, actually, but my casting calls aren't that big. I would end up not having enough time to focus on all of them individually if it was larger. And I think this is the one... No, yes. They just said yes. Where was the one... I got one answer. Where is that one?
I don't know, but I just realized, though, the next question was directly related as a why or why not. Have you been reading those?
Oh, I haven't. That's probably where the answer I really loved was.
Yeah, we should tie into
go back and
question
read
7 then.
So, if they know a person's voice won't fit for a character or any character, they just don't see the need to listen to the whole thing. Because they rarely get auditions, so when they get one, they can't not listen to the whole thing, so they listen to the whole thing every time. Let's see here.
I could read mine if you're looking.
This animator does not have many young characters that need voices, and so when they start out sounding like a kid, and they don't have any roles for the kid, it's not that they're a bad voice actor, it's just they don't have a character that needs to sound like a kid, so they don't listen to it. And yeah, this one was varying your vocals, and it's because listening to the same thing repetitively can be a bit tedious.
Yeah. And it doesn't really show that you have a good vocal range or acting ability if you can't vary a line too much.
Yeah. Also, this was the one of those that made me smile, and that was, I just think if people honestly are interested and use their spare time to do an audition for me, they also deserve some time and attention from me.
Aww,
isn't that sweet?
That is
Isn't
sweet.
that sweet? Also, this one was actually really intriguing to me. Sometimes it's the little things that you can miss if you're not paying attention, like certain inflections or commentary by the actor, that gives them a better idea of how the actor could play the character.
Yeah.
I just thought that was a little intriguing.
And mine wrote, so she just said yes before she does listen to the entirety. And she wrote, people can surprise you. Plus, I always listen to the whole thing, unless the quality is super bad and I couldn't use it regardless. Because that person gave me their time and effort to audition, so I feel the least I can do is give my attention back. Yeah, it's the same kind of thing where it's nice.
All right, now another fun one. Pet peeves. Things that bother them in auditions. Here's one. When people apologize for their voice or voice acting. Like, no, this is business. Be confident. In all capital letters, work it.
Yes.
Love that answer. It's a good answer.
Sorry, this is more related to our last episode about how to make a good casting call, but I have to say this here. Animators, it is the same way. Don't apologize for quote-unquote crappy art. Don't.
Yeah, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
It bugs us the same way it bugs you. Okay, we're going back now.
Continuing, another one. When the voice actor does a line, then says, "Oh, that was bad. Sorry," or "I suck at voice acting," and they're like, "I don't want someone who isn't confident in themselves." But furthermore, if it was such a bad take and you send them a bad take in your audition, that kind of shows that you don't really care about your quality all that much.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, clipping. Painful on the ears tells me you aren't going through your vocals and checking for mistakes or caring for quality. Background noise for the same reasoning. Understandable.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you want your auditions to be like the lines you would submit for the actual final product.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point of the audition. Yeah. All right, so here we have kids auditioning for older parts or parts where the person holding the audition specifically stated, "Do not audition for this male character if you're a girl and have a girly voice." That happens more than you think. And to be honest, it really bugs them.
But see, this goes back to the rules that we had and why that kind of thing
goes
is
back
specified.
To last episode. Oh, here's one. Not editing mistakes out. We just talked about this.
Yeah.
And this hasn't happened but a couple times when they heard the person whispering to themselves in the audition, which is a little,
what?
creepy, really. Fuzzy mics. I can forgive some lapses in mic quality because I know not everyone has professional equipment, but it kills me to hear a great audition that I can't use because of static. And I can agree with that. I've had some really good auditions that just I can't use. I can't use them. Well, I can't use them for those roles because they're static. All right. So, next question.
No.
What is something? Oh, you need yours. Yeah, right.
I just wait for you because I know you have more. So yeah, mine wrote. I have a few, but a big one of mine is not leaving space in between each line take. It makes it super hard to follow, and it's just overall unprofessional. Another is not being prepared. I don't mind a few mess-ups because it's a good indicator of the auditioner's personality, but when the audition is riddled with mistakes and blunders, it's undesirable.
Ooh. All right. Next question. What is something you feel you don't hear enough of in auditions? I really like the answers for this one. Improvisation. I like hearing different takes on the characters. Let me hear your emotional range. We also have, let's see here. Lost my place. Sorry. Here we go. Bangs fists on tables, all capitals, more male voice actors. Preach it, sister. Preach it, sister.
I liked the enthusiasm with that one.
Yes, that very enthusiastic. All right, don't be afraid to keep your accents. Maybe try a few lines covering it up, but at the end of the day, an accent isn't a bad thing and may even aid you in your chances for being noticed. Oh. Just put yourself out there. Try lots of different things. And I've actually had that. I've had some people try and cover their accents, and it wasn't a poorly done thing, but it was just like I would have much more liked to hear your accent in the way you are and trying to see what I could do with that and maybe have you in a role where you have that accent because it's cool. Let's see here. Emotions. Single word answer, emotions. Something we don't see enough of in auditions.
Oh, that's kind of sad. They have to put that.
Oh, volume. Everyone is so quiet all the time. And I am deaf. Please. Please just be louder. That
seems like a reasonable request.
Yes. And what did you have?
She wrote, I don't really know. Maybe the fact that people tried to stay safe in their auditions. They don't take risks. Like, scream at the top of their lungs like they did see someone get murdered in front of them like the line says. Or just express super obnoxiously. I don't see enough people put the quote-unquote act in voice acting. So I think that goes along with the emotion thing that one of yours
Definitely.
had. Where people really just need to, like, step out there.
Final question. Any tips for how to make a more appealing, memorable, or just all-around better audition? Alright, so here we have, be super confident about what you're doing. Know what you're doing before you do it. Don't start your audition with, hi, this is, Core, and I'll be auditioned for flipping through pages. This person for the series, I don't remember what it's called, and I don't know anything about it. Show you're interested in the series. Do your background work and really seem dedicated. Let's see. We have, emotions. Try not to just read the script like, imagine yourself there as a character, and of course, clear mic. I hope that's what you wanted out of that. Let's see, what else we got? Oh, this is a long answer.
No,
Once again, your accent, if used right, it can really be a good tool in making the sound of your voice stand out. Don't keep it black and white, be confident. Let yourself really step into the role of the character. If you don't know much about the character, then try and improvise and come at it a few different ways. Sometimes animators don't tell you much on purpose, to try and see what you can come up with, and what comes naturally to you. I am guilty of this. Speak clearly. Don't mumble unless there's a character trait that has been asked for. You want to make it sound like you're meant to be the voice of the character, so give it 100%. Try a few different volumes. Speak quietly and loudly. Show what you're capable of, and get emotionally invested in your part. A good audition will grab your attention and hold it, so maybe try asking a friend to listen to it and see what they think. Don't back out, even if you feel you're not good enough, because chances are that you might be really fitting for a role, even if it's not the one you originally signed up for. You might get an offer to play a different part, if that's the case.
That was a long one, but a good one.
It was a long one.
Yeah, had a lot of good points in there.
If you can't help it, if you can't help but get a bit of fuzziness in your recording, and you have Vegas Movie Studio or something similar that can be used to edit audio, at least try to remove a little bit of background noise. It helps your chances to have a clear audition. Also, try to get into your part. Don't just read the lines. Use that emotion.
I mean, again, yeah, it is about acting. Anyone could just read the lines.
And this one's a little interesting. Slates, and maybe those fun extras. I'm not a voice actor, so I don't really know any magnificent tips to make audition itself better, but I like it when I clearly hear a person is having fun and not holding themselves down. So that's nice.
Okay, yeah.
I loved this answer. If you cry realistically for me, I'll give you a part. Probably. like maybe. Definitely give you this part for this one thing. Probably.
That's fun.
Marvelous.
I get it though. Crying is that's up there.
That's up there on the things.
Yeah. All right, were you out of yours?
That's the end of mine.
All right, mine wrote, "Let your personality shine through in your slate." So there's another important note about the slate. And don't be afraid to let go when you audition. If you're serious about being a voice actor, also invest in a good quality mic.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, so that's what the animators really think. That's a lot to think about, because most of them don't agree.
Well, it just goes to show again that everyone has their own personal preference.
You know,
but I think that there are certain things that I think we can all get behind. Like, I heard confidence a lot brought up in this. You know, like, don't talk bad about yourself or about your work, because that doesn't reflect well upon you.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Why would you tell them, I'm bad at this? It's like, yeah. I don't want to cast you if you're bad at this. I want to cast you if you're good at this.
It seems like slating isn't necessary, but overall it is enjoyed, as long as it's kept fairly concise.
Yep.
So be prepared. They did say, you know, don't be afraid to be yourself and let yourself out there and everything. I think overall people preferred cleaner things, but I know that they also said they like to hear you have fun. But I guess there are different ways where you could actually express that.
Mm-hmm. Without muddling up.
Yeah, without taking up too much time or getting off track entirely.
All right, well, that's the entirety of our questionnaires and our answers from our animators. Now it's time for us to give all of those lovely animators who gave us some help with this video a little shout out. So, people who helped us in no particular order include Neon Wolf Artist, the lovely Neon Wolf Artist.
Do you want to include their projects right away too?
Yes, we're going to do the projects as well. Neon Wolf Artist has their project Bloodline is it's really good. There's some really, really good voice actors in that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I need to watch that one.
You should watch it. We're both in it. That's the joke. All right. Next up, we have Anki Wolf. Anki Wolf actually does have a project open, and it's what's it called? I feel so bad now. It is called Solar's Black Mountain.
Oh.
I'm actually in that. I just got cast in that. No big deal. Just a cool little project that's going on. It'll probably be a while before that's out, though, because I haven't actually recorded my lines for that yet. Whoops.
You said it was open. Did you mean the casting call was open, or just the project's ongoing?
The project is ongoing.
Okay.
All right. We also have Mana the Ghost Wolf, currently working on their project Dark Star's Quest, with which both of us are cast in. It's not out yet, but she's still plugging away at it.
And there are a couple little teaser things up, or just little things she's done with the characters if you want to go check out those small animations.
Yep. We also have Yeshika, the lovely, lovely Yeshika. Very, very amazing animator, working on his project. Gosh, what is it's called? Genesis? I haven't looked at it in a long time.
Remember what the animator said about being prepared?
Yeah, the animator said, be prepared. And I'm not. It's a good thing this isn't an audition. Yeesh.
Dang straight.
Yeshika's thing. What is Yeshika's... You see, I auditioned... That was like 2 years ago when I auditioned for his thing.
Do you want to get back to that one?
No, I'm right there.
You could do it. There. I bereave.
I'm right here. Origins. His project is called Origins. I was about to call it Genesis. It's close enough.
That actually is pretty close.
It's not that far off. Origins. It's still in development, but it looks really good. Really good. We also have the magnificent Panda Flute. Their YouTube channel is in the description. However, they are currently working on a webcomic. It's really good. It's called Hellbound. I actually helped with the editing of these. Well, I looked over the script. I don't think I was really all that important. But I read over the script before it started updating. The link for that is also in the description. The comic, it's really cool. If you like webcomics, or if you're wanting to get into webcomics, you can go check that out. It's really, really good. Good storyline, good characters. Yeah. We also have Aro Rautatiski. Yes. They've got their thing Karnan Hera. It hasn't released yet. So you can't go watch it yet. But I'm also in that. And finally, a good friend of mine, Rabid Lycan. Go to see their channel. There's a link in the description. They just do kind of random stuff. They are actually working on this. They are working on an animation project called Anagnorisis, which is really hard to pronounce. Soonish, they tell me. There will be casting involved on their channel.
Ooh.
Probably sometime over the summer. So be looking out for that.
Cool. And on my end, we've got to move my end, right?
Yeah.
My end, we have Starry Wishy, so check out her channel. It'll be with all the others. And the casting call for Hollyleaf Story actually just ended, or the roles rather were just announced. So production is about to begin on that. The lines will be sent out shortly, and then she'll start animating. So if you want to see Hollyleaf Story, based upon the Warriors series by Aaron Hunter, except with Starry Wishy's own little tweaks, keep an eye on her channel.
All right, and we'll be giving you guys updates on these kind of animation projects when they're actually releasing, so you can go watch those if you're into watching things. Kind of support the animation community. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful week. We will maybe see you next week. I hope we'll see you next week. Maybe not. Who knows?
We'll see how it goes.
Goodbye.
All right, have a good one, everybody.